The shepherd's pie is a layered product with a mash topping, and you can make it either with lamb, which makes it a shepherd's pie, or beef, which makes it a cottage pie, but the essential technique is the same. If you're making it with beef, you can add bacon lardons, but you definitely don't need to do that with lamb because it's more fatty than beef. Start off with the right amount of potatoes per person, so one potato the size of your hand is one person's portion, and then peel the potatoes using this technique where you use your thumb to lever the peeler down. And then when you've peeled all the potatoes, you're going to chop them so that you can boil them quicker. Don't chop them too small, otherwise they'll just go to mash in the water. So the technique here then is to cut the potato in half using the bridge and claw, keeping your fingers out the path of the blade, and then once you've got a flat surface, cut them in half and then in half again, unless they're a very big potato, in which case cut them into thirds. So they've got to be cut up so that they cook quickly, but not too small so that they just turn to mush. And these are going to be boiled in a saucepan of water that's no more than half full, but the potato has to be fully submerged under the liquid. And these need to be boiled straight away. When they're boiling, you're going to start your meat, which is frying the meat until it goes brown, until it starts to stick, developing the Maillard reaction and the fond that sticks to the bottom of the pan, which gets dissolved into the sauce, making it more flavoursome. So there you can see it's going brown. And then you add whatever vegetables you want to add. The recipe options are below. And then you stir that until the fond starts to stick again, and the vegetables will release some water, so it might take some while for them to soften. And then when you've done that, you're going to add the stock cube, whatever flavouring you want to add, tomato puree if you want to add the tomato base, and then add the water to boil off and intensify the sauce. I've added some Worcestershire sauce here as well. You can add soy sauce instead. And this basically gets reduced down after you've added the water so that you can make it as saucy or as sticky as you want it to be. If you want a sliceable shepherd's pie, make it stickier. So you add the water to then boil it off, and this process is called reduction. There you can see the fond there developing, and the water, when you add it, dissolves that fond down into the sauce. So you can see here stock has been added, herbs have been added, tomato puree, Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of soy sauce to season it, or you could just use salt. And then I'm adding 100 ml of water and then boiling it off or simmering it off depending on how long you've got. This is a very quick one, so I'm going to just furiously boil it until I get most of the water reduced off and I end up with something that's nice and sticky. When this is done, the potatoes should be ready, and so you can take this sauce to the back of the hob and keep it on the boil until it's the consistency that you want. I always add spinach to things because it's a good way of hiding iron and extra calcium in your diet. You'll know that the potatoes are done when you can put a fork through them and they're nice and soft. So here's where you would toggle your pans around to make sure that you've got something that's near you rather than leaning over a hot pan. So you toggle your pans around and check that the potatoes are done with a fork, and then when they are done, you drain them at arm's length in a colander, put them back into the saucepan, and then add whatever you want for your mash. So I'm going to be adding some butter You can also add cream or milk and butter or just milk. Mash it until it's the state you want it to be in. Some people prefer little lumps in there. I like mine to be quite smooth so that you can then add a fork detail to the top of the shepherd's pie. When the mash is smooth and your meat sauce is done, you're going to add the meat sauce to your oven container, and I'm going to be using a foil tray here because I often batch produce so that I can freeze these or store them for the week. So the meat sauce goes in the base, and then you dollop the mash on top of the meat sauce with a spatula, and then spread it out with a fork to create some fork detail that then catches in the oven and adds a nice golden brown flavour to it. Some people also like to add grated cheese to this and make a cheesy mash. And it's a highly adaptable dish. You can do it completely as a vegetarian dish, as a vegan dish, just by substituting lots of ingredients, and all the suggestions are in the description below. So here you can see I'm roughing the top so that it catches nicely and browns. If you're going to store this, don't oven bake it now, just put a lid on it, put the name of the product and the date, and there it is, baked. All the recipe options are in the description below.